Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines we have the head of state presides over the third sessions of the Council of Ministers. Trump agrees to suspend customs on Canada. And welcome to our newsroom. The head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, chairs the third meeting of the Council of Ministers. Listen for more details. The spokesman of the government, Mohamed Ali Yousuf.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Sous la présidence du chef de l'État, son Excellence M. Ismail Omar Guelleh, s'est tenue la troisième séance du Conseil des ministres en ce mardi 4 février 2025. Étaient inscrites à l'ordre du jour 8 questions.
First question, monthly pension payments for civil servants. The first issue involves a draft law to amend Article 76 of Law Number 3 of 1992, which governs the National Pension Fund in Djibouti. The proposed change shifts the payment of civil servants' pensions from a quarterly to a monthly schedule. Currently, pensions are paid every 3 months, but the amendment aims to ensure retirees and their beneficiaries receive payments monthly, with funds disbursed by the 5th day of the following month. This reform is designed to provide greater financial predictability and stability for retirees, aligning with broader efforts to modernize Djibouti's social protection framework. Second question, monthly pension payments for salaried workers. The second issue focuses on amending Article 81 of Law Number 154 of 2002, which regulates the General Retirement Scheme for salaried workers managed by the National Social Security Fund (CNSS). This system currently pays pensions quarterly. The draft law proposes transitioning to monthly payments, with disbursements due by the 5th day of the following month. This change aims to improve the financial security of retirees and harmonize Djibouti's pension system with international standards, marking a significant step in the country's retirement system modernization. Third question, adoption of international accounting standards. The third issue concerns a draft decree to adopt and enforce international accounting and auditing standards issued by the International Federation of Accountants. These standards include quality management, international auditing, assurance engagements, and related services. By aligning Djibouti's accounting practices with IFAC standards, the decree aims to enhance the quality and reliability of financial information, strengthening investor confidence and support the country's economic development. Fourth question, standards for limited scope financial reviews. The fourth issue involves a draft decree to enforce professional standards for limited scope financial statement reviews conducted by independent chartered accountants. These reviews, governed by Article 5 of Law Number 53 of 2019, apply to annual or interim financial statements requested by entities in Djibouti. The standards outline key steps such as understanding the entity's financial environment, assessing risks, and formalizing responsibilities through an engagement letter. This reform ensures consistent quality in financial reviews and enhances the reliability of financial information produced by Djiboutian entities. Fifth question, standards for financial statement presentation. The fifth issue pertains to a draft decree enforcing professional standards for the presentation of financial statements by independent chartered accountants. These standards, established under Article 5 of Law Number 53 of 2019, clarify the level of assurance and scope of work expected from accountants when presenting financial statements. Unlike statutory audits, this process focuses on ensuring financial statements are prepared responsibly and in compliance with applicable standards. The decree aligns with Djibouti's commercial code, reinforcing the integrity and reliability of financial reporting. The sixth question pertains to a draft decree for the establishment of a public health emergency operations center. This draft decree aims to create a public health emergency operations center under the authority of the Ministry of Health. The COVID-19 health crisis highlighted the need for rapid surveillance and alert structure capable of implementing concrete measures within a short time frame. The draft decree therefore proposes the creation of this public health emergency operations center with objectives including ensuring continuous health surveillance and rapid detection of epidemic threats, enhancing coordination among various health structures and international partners, and guaranteeing an immediate and effective response during health crisis. The establishment of this center will significantly contribute to better coordination of public health crisis preparedness and response efforts. The seventh question concerns a draft decree for the allocation of a plot of land to the United Nations system agencies. The draft decree proposes the allocation of a 25,000 square meter plot of land located in the Naryan subdivision to the construction of offices and headquarters for UN agencies based in the Republic of Djibouti. Draft Decree number 8, Appointments. The eighth issue involves a draft decree concerning several key appointments. Mr. Hussein Mohammed Hussein, formerly Director General of Shakib Saad Hospital, is appointed as Technical Advisor to the Ministry of Health. Mrs. Hawa Ngisu is appointed as Director of Quality Standards and Health Emergencies at the Ministry of Health. Mr. Hassan Adan Shihim is appointed as Technical Advisor to the Ministry of Commerce. These appointments aim to reinforce the leadership and technical expertise within the respective ministries, contributing to the effective implementation of health and commerce policies.
L'implantation des bureaux et sièges des organismes basés en République de Djibouti. La huitième question concerne un projet de décret portant nomination. Monsieur Hussein Mohamed Hussein, précédemment directeur général de l'hôpital Shakib Saad, est nommé conseiller technique du ministre de la Santé. Madame Hawa Hassan Guessod est nommée directrice des qualités, des normes et des urgences sanitaires, toujours au ministère de la Santé. Et Monsieur Hassan Adan Shehem est nommé conseiller technique du ministre du Commerce.
The Minister of Economy and Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawale, has presided over the meeting concerning the financial inclusion with the delegations of the Arab Gulf for Development Act Funds and non-governmental organizations who work in the development of economic development, education and health and poverty. The Minister of Economy and Finance was accompanied by several members of the government, including the Minister of Digital Economy, Mariam Hamadou, the Minister of State, the Minister of Social Affairs, Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, the Minister of State Investment, Safiya Muhammad Ali Gadile. And now listen to the Minister, Ilyas Moussa Dawale.
We wanted to involve you in this working lunch to have the honor of welcoming a delegation of friends and partners from the United Nations system for the Arab and Asia regions, as well as from institutions focused on microfinance and financial inclusion. The purpose of this mission is to learn about and become familiar with these institutions. For many of you, our institution is new, and this is an opportunity to introduce it to you. The objective of this lunch is to have presentations from our experts regarding the role of women in financial inclusion and in the development of micro and small enterprises in Djibouti. As you know, Djibouti faces a major challenge, transitioning from an economy primarily driven by the state to one led by public engagement, and toward economic diversification driven by the private sector. The private sector is not just about large corporation or significant foreign investment. It represents an entire ecosystem. This ecosystem begins by creating the right conditions and attractive mechanisms for micro and small enterprises to thrive.
This morning, the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship welcomed a delegation from Ag Fund and ESWA, the United Nations Economic and Social Commissions for Western Asia, led by Dr. Nasser Al-Qahtani and Dr. Rola Dashti, who paid an official visit to the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship. The visit took place in the presence of the Secretary General of the Ministry of Digital Economy and General Directors of the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship, Sheikh Mohammed Abdallah. Reflecting the importance attached to the development, the day began with the guided towers of the center, enabling the delegation to discover the infrastructure and initiatives in place to support young entrepreneurs. Ag Fund and ESCWE representatives were able to talk to the center's managers and beneficiaries to better understand its impact and role in promoting innovations and creating economic opportunities. Following the visit, a conference was organized to present the center's various achievements and incubated projects. This session highlighted the initiative developed to help young people in turn their ideas into the reality and transform their ambitions into the viable and sustainable businesses. As part of their official visit, the Ag Fund and ESWE delegations continued their discussions with a visit to the Skal Hotel, where they meet with Abu Bakr Umar Hadi, the chairman of Ports and Free Zone Authority. The meeting chaired by the chairman of Ports and Free Zone Authority with Dr. Rola Dashti, Executive Secretary of ESWE, and Ag Fund Managing Director Dr. Nasser Al-Qahtani. addressed key issues relating to the development of port infrastructure and the promotions of the free zones as an engine for economic growth. Discussion is focused in particular on investment opportunities, the role of free zones in attracting international companies, and the importance of sustainable development in the maritime and logistics sector. The meeting marked a key stage in the strengthening of relations between AgFund, ESWE, and the Ports and Free Zone Authority. Discussions highlighted the prospect for collaboration in developing projects to promote innovation, employment, and international trade. Djibouti's ambassador to Egypt meets Egypt Ministers of Youth and Sport to strengthen cooperation and relations between the two countries. His Excellency Ahmed Ali Barre, Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti in Cairo, met this morning with Ashraf Subhi, Minister of Youth and Sports of the Arab Republic of Egypt, in his office in Cairo. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss and strengthen cooperation between the two countries. At the start of the visit, Ambassador Ahmed Ali Barre expressed his great pleasure at meeting Mr. Ashraf Subhi again. At the start of the visit, Ambassador Ahmed Ali Barre expressed his great pleasure at meeting Ashraf Subhi, bringing greetings from the Djibouti Minister of Youth and Culture and the Secretary of State for Sports. He underlined Djibouti's desire to strengthen its cooperation relations with the sister Republic of Egypt in all areas, particularly in the field of youth and sport. He also announced his country's willingness to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Egyptian Minister of Youth and Culture, as well as cooperation between the two countries to support sports such as football, handball, swimming, and the maintenance of a stadium, the training of sports teams in Djibouti for the under 20-year-old. The Djibouti Institute of Statistics, in collaboration with the Bureau of Coordination for Migration, held meeting in Ali Sabih. Listen for more details.
And the International Organization for Migration organized yesterday at the Palmary Hotel in Ali Sabih a training workshop for the focal point of GTT on the analysis and use of migration data based on the results of this agreement. The opening ceremony was marked by the presence of several important personalities such as Ms. Saida Waberi, First Deputy Prefect, and also Ali Sabih Regional, but also Mr. Umar Musa Ali, Director of Social and Demographic Statistics at the Djibouti Institute of Statistics. A representative of the IOM was also present to emphasize the importance of this collaboration. The speakers recalled the crucial issues of migration in Djibouti, particularly in the regional context of Ali Sabih region. The main objective of this 4 days training workshop is to strengthen the skills of the focal points so that they are better equipped to analyze use migration data effectively. By training these key actors, the workshop aims to improve the decisive and decision-making on the migration management and to foster a better response to the migration-related challenges. The data collected during provide a better understanding of the dynamic of migration flow, both internal and international, in order to adapt policies that are more adapted to the realities on the ground.
The first Deputy Prefect of Ali Sabih, Saida Waberi Asowi, said that migration is an inescapable reality that has a profound influence on Djibouti and more particularly on the Ali Sabih region, situated at the strategic crossroads. This region is a key crossing point for migratory flows, whether for transit and settlement. It is also home of two refugee camps, Holhol and Ali Adde, housing thousands of people who have fled the conflict and crisis in the region. This situation creates challenges but also opportunities, particularly in terms of socio-economic inclusion, social cohesion, and resource management. On 3 February 2025 at 9 a.m., a traffic incident occurred at the Pika 13 the accidents involved with a lorry with trailers transporting industrial equipment from the DCT port to Ethiopia. The vehicle overturned during a maneuver to leave the carriageway. Following this incident, a rapid intervention was organized by the heavy resources of the Gendarmerie's Road Safety Squadron. This intervention made it possible to secure the area and effectively regulate road traffic in the vicinity of the incident. Thanks to the efficiency and exemplary coordination of the crime team, the operation was a complete success, enabling traffic to be restored quickly and limiting the inconvenience to road users. On the night of 2 and 3 February 2025 at around 2 a.m., investigators from the PK-12 Road Squad set up surveillance operations as part of the fight against illegal cigarette smuggling. On the basis of cross-checked information, they located a suspect vehicle traveling in the PK-12 area. The investigator quickly identified a quadricycle driver suspected of transporting contraband goods. After a brief chase, the police intercepted the vehicles and arrested the smugglers on the road leading to the Nasib housing estates. During the check, the gendarme seized 4 batches of the contraband cigarette, including 3.5 batch of Royal brand cigarette and a half batch of Benson brand cigarette. The contraband cigarette were intended for sales on the local market, and investigations has been opened into the smuggling of contraband. The individuals arrested will shortly be brought before the public prosecutor offices to answer for their actions. And concerning the regional scene, a seminar dedicated to supporting internally displaced persons in Somalia. Listen for more details.
A seminar dedicated to supporting the IDP refugees and returning citizens has been launched in Mogadishu. The 2 days event is being organized by the Intergovernmental Authorities on Development, known as IGAD, in partnership with the government of Germany. The meeting was attended by the officials from the Office of the Prime Minister of Federal Republic of Somalia, government ministries, as well as representatives of civil society, including the chairman of the National Agency for Refugees and Displaced Persons in Somalia. The seminar will focus on developing the best strategies to build confidence among displaced population in Somalia and explore economic opportunities for refugees and host communities, but also foster greater cooperation between the public and private sector. It will also include a review of challenges of implementing the Kampala resolutions, including those on the economic integration of refugees. For his part, Mr. Abdullah Nur Osman, director of Harmoud Foundation, drew attention to the fact that some Somali refugees in IGAD members countries have been living in camps for more than 3 decades. The main objective of this seminar is to raise awareness and also measure progress in order to support the Somali government in creating implementation and opportunities while strengthening the cooperation between government and private agencies.
For the international scene, Israel will send a delegation to Qatar for ceasefire talks. Listen for more details.
Israel will send a delegation to Qatar at the end of the week to discuss the continuation of the ceasefire as part of the second phase of agreement with Hamas. The Prime Minister's office said on Tuesday the decision follows talks in Washington between the Israeli Prime Minister and senior U.S. official. Afterwards, Benjamin Netanyahu will convene the Security Cabinet to discuss Israel's position. The statement said authorities in the Gaza Strip have revised upwards the death of tolls of Palestinians from the Israeli offensive indicating that the number of people killed stand at more than 61 and 700 according to its latest estimated.
Donald Trump agrees to suspend the tariffs on Canada and Mexico for 30 days. U.S. President Donald Trump has agreed to postpone the 25% tariffs he imposed on Canada for 30 days. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the pause was agreed after a phone call between the two leaders. The two sides also agreed to set up border security efforts to combat organized crimes, fentanyl trafficking, and money laundering. Tariffs targeting Mexico were also suspended for 30 days. Mexico agreed to send 10,000 National Guard troops to the U.S. borders to stem drug trafficking. And World Health Organization is trying to prevent the departures of the USA. Listen for more details.
The American president has announced his intention to withdraw his countries from this World Health Organization, a position strongly criticized in Geneva, where the World Health Organization is headquartered. Its Deputy Director General Michael Ryan is outraged. I remind you all that the United States government is not living a building in Geneva. It is living a community of nations. This is essentially a break with you. This must be taken into account by the 193 member states represented here today. For 2024 and 2025, the United States is largest donor to the World Health Organization with an estimated contribution of 988 billion US dollar. About 14% of the World Health Organization is 6.9 billion budget funding the strategies to retain this donor is the mission of World Health Organization, both Tedros Adhanom. Nevertheless, it will be very important to invest in the return of United States, and on this point, I think that each of you can play a role.
Uganda is testing a new vaccine against Ebola. The trial of vaccines against Ebola began in Uganda after a week after the appearance of the strain, which caused the death of one person. This trial, launched in record times, respects the regulatory and ethical requirements, both national and international. According to the World Health Organization, this phase targets contact of people with the disease and contact of those contacts. According to the Ugandan Ministry of Health, at least 234 contacts have been identified in the context of this outbreak. The deceased nurse had initially received treatment at the hospital on the outskirts of the capital before traveling to Mbale in the east of the country. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.